Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some journals to share with you that will be going live in my Etsy shop very soon. So it's these 3 journals. I just finished them and they are hardcover journals. They measure approximately 5 1/4 by 7 1/8, which means that the largest inside page size is 5 by 7, and they have a 2-inch spine with 8 signatures. And I've done my typical little beads on them. They each have a window cover with these sweet children's book images, and I've done something a little bit different with the painting of the cover this go round. I tried out this checker print just by using different shades of pretty much the same color for the covers, and I really love how they turned out. I think it adds such a fun extra detail. It kind of reminds me of like picnic blankets that you would use in the summer, and also just kind of prints that you would wear maybe in the fall. I think that these would be perfect journals for the transition of the seasons. So I'll just give you a little look at the cover. There's the beads on this one. Then there's the green one. This one's probably my favorite out of the whole collection. I'm gonna have a hard time letting go of this one. The difference in the checker is a lot more subtle on this one. The paint colors that I used were very close to each other, but I think you can see that there's a slight difference. This one's slightly more yellowy versus this one's got more of like a teal color, I suppose. So it has this image of the little girl, and then just beads and buttons. I love these new beads that I got for this collection. So there's the green one. Then last but not least is the pink one. And I don't know if you guys watch All Things Lillian here on YouTube, but this color combo super reminds me of her. And then there's the beads, lots of reds and pink tones with a little bit of green to tie into the leaves. And now I'll just give you, there's a look at the back, and I'll give you a look on the inside of the journals. Starting off with the blue one, just flick through. All of them are lined with a different like solid colored pattern paper. And then this is a absolutely beautiful pattern paper from Craft Consortium in collaboration with Claire Therese Gray. This is the Little Robin Redbreast collection, and I got it specifically for these journals just because I think the colors and the theme matches so perfectly. So there's some children's book pages, music paper, grid paper, craft paper, more. It's the other side of that scrapbook paper. Has a really nice weight to it as well. This is like a vintage note paper that I got from the thrift store. Some more scrapbook paper, and I've sewed a lot of pockets into this journal. Some vintage book paper, more of that Claire Therese Gray with a pocket on the side. More of that paper, craft paper, scrapbook. This has a nice big pocket. Some children's book paper, a different kind of grid paper. This pocket I've left open on the side, so if you want, you can like slip in an envelope, an overhang, or if you don't really want to use this as a pocket, then you can alter it in whatever way, or you can glue it and seal it yourself. So there's some pockets like that. There's side loading, top loading, and bottom loading pockets. This is one of my own patterns from one of my digital kits. This is from the Marion kit. And it has a pocket along the bottom, another side loading pocket, some of this paper that I believe was from a vintage album. It's just got a nice weight and texture to it. Vintage book paper, grid paper, music paper, more of the same. Some of the Craft Consortium paper has like almost a shiny finish to some of the images. There you go, I think that's picking up, which adds a new dimension to it. There's some fall themed papers in here, but it also has like a summery vibe, just kind of with the slightly muted but still bright colors, so you can definitely use it for fall or for spring or for winter, whenever you'd like to use this journal. It's completely up to you. There you go, there's the note paper. I love this pattern with the greenhouses. I think that's so cute. And all of the journals are made in the exact same way. They all have the same variety of paper. They all have the same papers from the Craft Consortium collection, and then just a variation of other papers, but all very similar to each other. All have pockets, all are the same size, have the same amount of pages, and yeah, they're just made very similarly, so that way whichever journal you get, you still know you're going to get a good one. And then there's the back inside. So that's the blue one. Next we have the green one. Like I said, this one's probably my favorite out of the collection. I was honestly tempted to keep it for myself, but I think that somebody else can use it just as well as I would. So it's got a nice, almost like forest green, emerald green paper lining, and then more of the same kinds of paper, vintage book paper, scrapbook paper, double and single-sided pockets. This is, once again, a paper from my Marion kit, which I'll have linked down below if you want to check it out. Craft paper, tan paper, grid paper, nice top loading pocket, side loading pocket, grid paper, vintage book pages from a children's book. This is from a vintage work basket book. This is another Therese Gray and Craft Consortium paper, but it's from a different collection. I believe it's from the Woodland collection. So I've just included one of those pages. I'm almost done with that paper pad, so I might need to restock for future journals. Music paper. I'm going to say this is a bottom loading pocket, so you can slip things in through the bottom. Another bottom loading pocket. And I've left sides blank with the single-sided paper, so that way you can add in your own patterns as you're going through and journaling, making it nice and customizable. A little pocket there. Sweet little illustration. Coming to the back now. Music paper, grid paper, children's book, and then that's the back. And that's the green one. And then last but not least, we'll flick through the pink one. As I said, these journals will be going into my Etsy shop very soon. I will have the date and time down below in the description box, as well as a link to my Etsy store and a link to my Instagram where you can find a countdown of my stories so that way you can tap to be notified. I think that that's helpful if you live in a different time zone. Just kind of helps make sure that you don't miss out on this restock. I'll also have the kits that I mentioned papers were from linked down below, and if you have any questions, please make sure to leave them down in the comments. I'll make sure to get back to you, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Thanks, guys.